Welcome back to the Music Industry Podcast. It's been 2 years since we had Claudia first on the podcast, and it was a hell of a podcast.
It was a good one.
Maybe go back and watch it if you haven't actually seen that one, because this is kind of a follow-up podcast. But it proved to be very popular. I think you said your DMs were flooded after that podcast.
Yep,
we did warn you about that one. But yeah, welcome to the podcast. So what have you been up to recently? What's the news?
Oh my God. So in the last 2 years, things changed completely. So I obviously left my job as an A&R and became a manager. Literally, I think 6 months after I was with you guys, I left and joined a management company, which we are now business partner with Marwan in Amsterdam, Maison Rich. And it's been mental. And I have to say, and I wanted, I said to them, I didn't want to tell them before, but it's kind of this year is kind of thanks to you guys, because what happened is 2 years ago when the podcast came out, Mae Stephens watched it and watched me talk shit for 45 minutes. And she actually, we mentioned artists reach out to everyone, and she actually reached out to me. Thanks to you guys.
Really?
And then we start working together since. So
no way.
Thanks to you guys.
That's amazing.
You made my year.
I can't believe I didn't know that.
No.
I've been watching your stories of she's at EMI, or she's at a Mae Stephens gig. She's working with Mae Stephens.
I'm like, she's got a platinum record.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, cool. But I had actually no idea there was a link.
Yeah, that's how it started. She watched you guys and then reached out to me, and then I completely flipped when I heard the music, and we've been working together since. So the podcast worked, guys.
Yay.
That's crazy.
What's the story then? What happened?
What happened? So I came here with you guys. She watched it. She reached out to me. We mentioned, artists don't be scared to reach out to industry people directly. She sent me a link of songs, and I heard her songwriting, and I just thought she was incredible. I was like, how the fuck do you write like this? Sorry, I swear a lot. At 18 years old, and then contacted her, and we met a week after in London, and we've been working together since. So yeah, that's what happened.
She's got big recently. So when she contacted you, had she released anything officially?
She had a couple of releases on a smaller labels. But the table turned when basically we worked together for the year, putting sessions together, sending it to Amsterdam to write, because as a new artist it's really hard to get into sessions. So we really try and cracked people who wanted to be involved from the beginning as a unsigned artist. And kudos to her. She's one of the hardest working person I ever met in my life. I don't know, this kid has got a mentality of iron. She's so hardworking.
Did that help you then know that she was going to make it with the work
because
ethic?
As a manager, when you see someone working as hard as you are, it's oh, fuck me, I want you to win. You come on, girl, let's do this together. And you want them to get everything and the world on the plate, because they are hardworking. So hard work pays off. So yeah, so she wrote this song in Amsterdam, and then we start getting into the TikTok games, and she's been doing it before that with her dad, who helped out a lot before I got involved. So she was constantly posting on TikTok, and then this song she posted on New Year's Eve last year, literally 31st of December, and it just blew overnight. I was in France partying with my friend, she was having a New Year's Eve, and then 1st of January she texted me, calling me, and I was hangover, and I was like, what was going on? What the fuck? And then she just people liked the song, and it just took over the whole TikTok, and then goes on the adventure of this year. So she got signed. We went to every single label, signed to EMI, who did an amazing job with the song, and yeah, there we go. She went from working in Asda in February to pop star.
Wow.
Today.
That's crazy.
Yes.
One thing, if you guys want to get in touch with Claudia, if you want consultancy, then do check out the membership. She is part of the team on the Burstmer membership. So if you want consultancy, if you want to send her tracks, then join the membership. We'll link it down below, and you can send tracks, get some feedback, whatever you need, and whatever you think Claudia can offer you, then get it booked. So you just absolutely rattled through her entire career in like a minute.
It's been an
And that's not the end of the podcast. But
Thank you.
so from the beginning, then you had that first meeting. Like, what was said in that first meeting? Like, did you have what plan did you make? Did you know what direction to take, or what was the plan?
I knew she was an incredible songwriter, and she was writing, mostly on her own. She had a bunch of sessions before, but I wanted her to be part of the music industry. I wanted her to be in session, meet other writers, meet her peers, like see different avenue, because at the beginning it was her on her piano, and I wanted really her like to work with producers, to see different genre, to explore things. It was just like a really like developing phase of like, hey, let's try everything and let's go with everyone, and let's see what you love. And I knew she, like, obviously it was undeniable that she had talents, but I just wanted to introduce her to like everyone and be like, look, like, can you see what I see? Like I'm not crazy, right? She's amazing.
Did those connections come from like previous jobs you've
Previous
had?
job, yeah. Like obviously I was A&R in publishing, like like previously, so I had like contacts, so I just shared her because I wanted the world to see how good she was. So I was like, okay, let's everyone needs to see her and she needs to be with everyone. So that was like the strategy, and then yeah, like with hard work and a massive bit of luck, like she put herself out there like massively as well on social. It's really hard for artists because they have to be so like they have to be influencers as well as being artists, and as well as focusing on writing music and doing this. And so she really put herself out there, and then it just paid off. Like the last day of the year, it was mental.
What was the clip? Was it a clip that went viral, or did users take the song and create content themselves?
The clip went viral first.
What
like
was it?
It was her dancing in her room, like just being silly and just
Just 'cause
naturally.
the track's so good, it just
Yeah, and then people start creating a lot of videos, and all of a sudden, it became like it went viral, like on the proper like global scales. Like people picked it up in the US, in Japan a lot, and then Japanese users start creating a dance around it. So then the dance picked up. It was mental.
It's interesting you say that, because so many labels are like, we want to try and make a dance routine and choreograph things, but in this instance it was just putting one video out and that was it.
Yeah, it's the music. I think that like her music speaks for like people love the song and like connected to it. That was the key, really. Like her as a person as well. I think she's really cool and funny, and she's got no shame about talking about anything, and the song like just gel together.
Yeah. Which song was it? Had she written? Is that something you put her together with, or was it an original?
Yeah, it
that
was.
She did?
She wrote in Amsterdam with Maureen and Gia, and that was like one of those sessions that we like put together. Like like when you're starting artist and you go to all the UK writers, everyone's like, yeah, what's the label involved? Because I understand that people want to make a session worth, and nobody wants to like waste anyone's time. So we were like, okay, let's try Amsterdam, because they were happy to work with new people from the UK, and yeah, that worked.
in situations like that, getting her in sessions with the right people, how do you persuade people it's worth their time? Is it like, this is what she's got and this is how good she is and the potential? Is it like, this is our marketing plan surrounding her? Like, how do you get people into the studio with someone they don't know?
I think like it's a mix of like, pestering people. And if you like, I think like if you are passionate about someone's like artist project and music, and you sell it like better than anyone else. Like I knew she was amazing, and I knew people had to see that, and I knew like at one point it would pay off. Like, don't give up, just carry on. And there is producers and songwriters who work with like development artists if they believe in the music and they believe in the person. It can be anything. It can be like, I don't know, the personality of the person or the songs, or there is people out there who would take a chance on like a new kids. But it is like, I think like for me it was just like pestering everyone, like, guys, come on, like, please, like, I'm not crazy, she's amazing, work with her, like pestering them constantly.
And what's the big advantage to that then? Because we get so many artists who have written their own material, they're very adamant on only pushing their own material, they don't want other songwriters involved. Like, what's the advantage in your head for getting her in the room with other songwriters and producers?
I think it's great to write on your own, and it's amazing if you can do it yourself, but you never know who you're gonna meet like along the way. You might meet the producer who gel with you and you have the same vision, and all of a sudden your music become something else and you didn't even know that it was gonna be, that sound or whatever. I think you have to be open-minded. Like, it's in our industry, people tend to like work in their own camp, do their little thing, but I think the more you connect with people around you, the more you're not in your little box. You see what's happening for so and so. You connect with this person. Like, open your horizon like constantly. There's new people coming in. There's people changing jobs. There's new songwriter, new producers. Like, you never know who you're gonna click with. So it's cool to like write your own song and be a talented person on your own self. But see what else is out there. Like, it's like, I'm not going to eat, I don't know, fish and chips every day. Like, I want to try every food, and then maybe I'll find something, that goes well with fish and chips.
Yeah. Well,
Very
curry
good
sauce now.
analogies.
Yeah.
There you go. I tried that for the first time, actually,
Really?
last year. Yes.
It's kind of a bit disgusting, I
Oh,
think.
it's so good.
I like it.
I
I'm
love
a
it.
gravy
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, no,
No,
gravy. I
that's
can't.
that.
No.
Not about that.
No.
Curry sauce for the win. So good. Anyway.
Anyway.
So she gets this TikTok viral hit. I'm guessing all of you are buzzing your tits off.
Yes.
What's the next step then? Because you said she got signed. Was that like your immediate thought? Like, let's take this to labels now?
Yeah, well, they actually came to us because, obviously, like, with that much of virality, I knew we needed a system behind it to, like, help us out and distribute it globally. Like, it's good to do things on your own, but when you were like a starting artist, and I knew we had to do it very fast as well, because, maybe in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, like the song would, like, a new viral song would come along. So we had 3-4 intense day of meeting every single A&R in the UK, US, every territory. And like we picked AMI because, like, Mae really loved them, and they were a great team and they delivered on it. So I can't like fault them for that. It's just like going to see, like, go see everyone and see who the artist gel is, because your label is super important. Like, if you hate them and don't want to work with them, then you're at loss here. So yeah, meeting everyone. And then they created a whole marketing campaign around it, and music videos and all sorts, like interviews start following, like doing loads of promo around it. We find her an amazing booking agent, WME, who literally put her on every single festival.
They're one of the
this year.
biggest, aren't they?
Yeah, they are great. Like, they are like super great. They're same things. They believed in Mae. They heard all the music, not just the one single. I think that's important as well. Like, if people want to be involved in just one single, just like jump on the hype. They're not really your people. If they listen to the rest, then they're like, oh my god, this is actually like a real artist proposition. This is like more than one viral TikTok hit. Like, I think everyone believed in her in that matter. So yeah, like, booking agents, and then we went to the guys that we had to plan. She went on holiday for a week, and we had to plan like the live, so finding the band, finding the production team. So we went to the middle-aged guy who, like, I was away we were in LA for writing with Mae, and during those 2 weeks I was just basically told them, I need a live show, guys. There you go. So I was shitting myself every day thinking, oh my god, we have like the Great Escape, the first gig, like, I don't even know if the rehearsal are successful. I haven't seen, like, because we were away, and then we just rock up from LA, and the guys, like, kudos to them, just sorted it all out, made turn up in rehearsal, intense rehearsal, and then off we go on the road, and that was it. Like, the festival journey started.
Does that become like part of the promo of the festival, or is it kind of like part of the like solidifying the viral hit?
Has she released just one song by this point as well? Like,
Yes, well, it was EMI, yeah. Like, she had
okay.
a bunch of releases, but this was the monster. So it
Yeah.
was taking the song on the road, and it was also like, show people that she's not just, a girl on the screen. She actually has, like, that's why, like, we really wanted like a full live band behind it. We put visual together. She played some crazy gig for her first year. She played Bloody Hyde Park, and she played Glasgow, and we really wanted to show people, like, yeah, like, this girl's got it, on lock. And this is like you say, it's part of the promo. If you have to play in front of people, you have to go out there and be a person, like a real life person. So yeah.
So by this point, she'd released one song with AMI. She'd played like some of the biggest festivals.
Yeah.
What was the next step, getting more
More
music out
releases
there?
out. Yes, yes.
Did you find, was she just touring in the UK?
She was touring in the UK, and then she did one in France, and later on we did a gig in Canada because she had a song with A-Lock and Chainsmokers, so we played with them as well.
How did you get that opportunity?
They sent us the song. Does May want to jump on it? She rewrote a bunch of lyrics, and
So Chainsmokers got in touch with you
A-Lock and Chainsmokers, yeah.
after that release. So
Yes.
actually, I thought it would be the other way around, where you're kind of like trying to get a collaboration. But yeah, that's amazing. So what happened? She went away and wrote a song for
So the
them?
song was already written, like Anoha Naweosa, who's one of my good friends. Like she wrote the song with other writers, and I'm sorry if I can't remember your name right now. But Hannah was at my house yesterday, so I remember her. But yeah, they were looking for a feature, so they sent us the song. Like, does May want to jump on it? And I was like, I played it to May. She, they rewrote some part of it on Zoom with Chainsmoker and the guys. They all like did a version and tweak it a little bit, and then. Yeah, she jumped on it and released it.
Do you think that happened because they'd like heard of her through the grapevine, or they knew of you?
No,
Like, how
it's
did that
probably
happen?
because of she's got an amazing voice, and like the TikTok virality obviously helps, definitely. But I think it worked really well because they really clicked as well, and they saw that because they wrote together as well, like eventually. And it really worked, so that's why we all, went with it, and that was great for her as well. That showed, like she can also do dance, but she can do so many things that people next year. People are, I think, jokes gonna fall on the floor. Like, this girl can sing opera, she can do anything. Like, it's crazy.
Going back all the way before the TikTok went viral, then, like, where was she at in her career at that point? So you had your meeting, and then you sent her to Amsterdam to write some songs. She's wrote the songs, and then was there a TikTok strategy in place? Was it just random? Was it just like, let's see what happens?
The strategy was to constantly post. Like, her dad was really, really good at cracking the algorithm. Like, it's he was aware that you had to constantly post, you had to interact with pages that are related to you. Like, they were like really, like, I think with May as well, like she's really aware of how social media works. Like, she knows that you have to interact with other pages, you have to comment, you have to if something works, like, carry on jumping on the same trains. They were very aware of like her dad is an analytic guy. He's a number guy. He was looking at numbers of other artists. She was as well, like, working out creative things. So it was like, before it all blew up, there was a lot of work put. Like, she's been writing since she was 12. She was gigging in like local pubs. They tried classic routes of going to pubs gigs and developing. She was writing, when she sent me the link, she already had like 70 songs on there. Like, she was, like, she's been writing forever. So I think, like, constantly writing, constantly posting, never giving up. Like, she did like some small gigs with like students, like, like, always saying yes to every opportunity that's out there. I think that's one of the key and one thing that worked for her. And then, like, the fact that she started, go around writing with people. Like, there was a bunch of sessions in the UK as well, people who actually believed in her music, like, before it blues as well. Blues blew up. But yeah, hard work and consistency, I think that was the key.
And you went from the TikTok blowing up to then going around the A&Rs at the record labels, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what were you looking for then in the label? Like, was there a criteria of what you were looking for from them?
We were looking for someone who really believed in her as an artist and not just wanted to jump on, a viral hit bandwagon.
I'm sure you got that as well. People
Yeah.
saying we'll sign the one track.
Yeah, like, well, of course, like, you get like the single, offers, and like, that's not like, I wanted a team who were gonna be there like for the long run, like, in the good time and in the shit time, because like, we have an amazing hit now, but how do we carry on? How do we show the different facade of the artist? And nice people as well. Like, I wanted, like, she wanted people that she could just, go into a meeting with, like, and just chat, like, and those guys are like, they're really nice, and they're like good at, like, I think they just gel, and like, there was like a bunch. We were hesitating with because everyone's nice, everyone wants to impress you. She got like loads of presents from everyone. That was
Nice.
so funny. But like obviously everyone's on the best behavior, and like but I think you have to like.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
Just imagining like loads of fruit baskets in the house.
It was kind of like that, they would hear like she loves Hello Kitty, so all of a sudden there would be like bunch of Hello Kitty turning up at my house for her, like or whatever. Like it was funny, but I think
I hope you said like she really likes Porsches.
that's what I'm saying next time. Like next artist,
Learn from
like
your experiences,
like yeah,
come
she really like, or he really likes Rolexes. Like he really likes £1 million, in his manager's account. But yeah, I think like it was very intense. You have to speak to everyone, repeat the same thing for like an hour, 2 hours. But I think we made like the right choice for her, and she picked them. Like at the end, I was as a manager, I can only advise like, okay, this person is good at this person is good at that. Like let's narrow it down. And it was really hard because, like I say, everyone's super nice. Everyone's promising you the moon, and at the end, we just sat down. I think we narrowed it down to 2, and the deal was like were similar. Like paperwork. Like I was like, okay, this is the deal. Like I make sure she understood everything. Read all the contract with her. Explain to her what this mean, what that mean. Like I wanted her to be aware because it's her life. I wanted her to be aware of what she's signing up for. Like this means this means that. Because it's all good to see like a bunch of money on the paper, but we all know there's all the other conditions, and then at the end I was like, okay, your gut feeling, like 1, 2, 3, go, and then she went EMI, and we were like, okay, let's go. That's it. Like done.
Scary decision.
It's
I'm guessing it's a long-term deal as well.
Yeah.
So it's quite. She's quite young as well, isn't she? So if she's only done like a few releases, I bet it was quite a big one.
Yes. Yeah. It's probably one of the biggest decisions she have to make at in her life, and she was 19. Like,
Was there like one particular thing that made her go for EMI? Like something like one particular person, or the deal was better? Was there like something?
It was the people. Like the people were really nice, and I think the fact that they have to like not to put the female like card on there, but they have 2 female CEOs, and that was kind of refreshing. They had a new team. It was like it's quite like cool like to have like 2 boss-ass women.
I suppose like this kind of relate to each other in kind of a different way, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what do you now expect at this point from the record label? What's the next steps?
Well, we planned the next year. Like we have because we're working backwards. Like usually people have a plan, and then you release all your singles, and we had no plans like for the whole year. It was like, oh my god, like what is going on? Let's go on tour, let's go. So now we have a plan for next year. Like May is gonna go write like a lot more with different people, and just putting more music out there, and like working together and make sure we create like more music for her to release, and hopefully have another hit.
And are you going to continue putting them together with songwriters, and or is it the label that's going to do that now?
No, we all do it. Like the publisher, like she signed to Sony for publishing. They put session, I put sessions. The A&R, the label put sessions. We currently all fighting for diary dates, and we're all like, okay, does this session make more sense than this session? Let's. So we're all fighting for like putting sessions in basically, but. That's the plan now, like write more and release more music, and hopefully people like it.
And for people that don't know, how successful was that song, the one that blew up on TikTok? Like, do you know the numbers?
It was like the number 2. We found out last week it was the number 2 global record on TikTok. Like it was, it was insane.
That's ridiculous.
It was.
Bearing in mind she's competing with like Billie Eilish, Dua Lipa, like that's mad.
It's crazy. Like when we found out last week, I was gobsmacked. I was like, I knew it was big, but I was like, okay, number 2 in the world. Like,
do you think that'll be a big part of the strategy for future releases then?
Well, I think we have to carry on TikTok because it's her crowd. It's her people. She's good at it. But obviously, I think the most important thing is the music. Like she's not an influencer. She is in some like certain extent. But the music is what carries everything, and I think that's what like got her there. People connected to her music, connected to the. We had a lot of like return like of like comments and messages, you know, like saying like, oh my god, like, because the song was about how you wish you could say, like, you know, to your parents, to the your ex's parent, that like, yeah, your son or your daughter is a dickhead, like, you know, like, you think is this angel, and everyone connect to that. Like, I had some shitty ex, and I wish I told the parents, like, you know, your son that you really love, like, he's a twat, like, he's horrible. But so I think like that's like people connected to the song, like, we all had that, like, all of us, every age. So I think the music and, you know, the story of the songs is so important, and I think a lot of people forget, like, oh, let's just, you know, write TikTok hits, like, make it catchy, and this 3 seconds is great. Like, no, like, that's not how music works. Like, you know, how parents didn't have TikTok and everything, and they're still connected to, I don't know, ABBA or George Michael, like, for taking my mom. Like, because she loved the music, and she didn't even understand the lyrics because she was French. So, you know.
Yeah, you see as a bit of a trap sometimes where someone will get a viral hit and then they're so obsessed with replicating the success, they'll either write a song for TikTok or they'll try and push a trend. And like in example of you guys, she didn't push it in the slightest. She was just posting what she wanted to post and the track was good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hopefully it just keeps happening over and over again.
And how do you deal with that? You've got one track that's gone viral. It's the numbers are huge. Then do you then have to just make a more modest plan to say, well, that one went viral. How many releases do you do that maybe won't go viral or it will? Are your expectations to grow, or is your expectations just keep like releasing consistently?
Yeah,
and
like
forget
now
the
that's what
numbers?
we're doing, putting music more out there, because people don't know the song, but I don't think they know her as an artist yet. Like they know her, but not like the extent of, you know, her songwriting and her like voice. And you carry on releasing. Like some of them are gonna be like less viral. Like you can't have like maybe you can have the same result, hopefully, but I think there's no expectation, and it's just writing and putting things that are honest to you, that you love and you believe in. And that's what we're doing with the next single. Like we sat down, we had a bunch of songs, and she went like, okay, I love this one, I believe in this one, and, you know, this one. And it all has to come from, I think if it comes from the artist and two people in the room believe in it, like, as well, like mostly the artist, like, okay, this is what I want to put out there, like, next, like, it's more, just be honest, like, don't try and replicate. Like, people see through shit, they're not stupid. Like, you can tell, like, you see it, like, you say it yourself, like, people are like, oh yeah, let me release something similar, and, you know, maybe it's gonna go viral again. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, but as long as you stay honest to yourself as an artist, you can only put what's real out there, really.
So you've got this initial awareness, and now you're kind of using that initial awareness to become a more sort of well-known artist and with more depth for that audience through just releasing. And then is it kind of a hope of using that credibility to get your like spots on radio and get your spots on like Spotify editorials through the original song, so people kind of just see the name? Is that
Well, you
the
have
plan?
your platform now. Like, you know, this song keeps on giving. Like, there's more people doing remixing. You have your platform now. I think you need to use this platform to be like, hey guys, I did this, but like, this is me. Like, this is what you know, this is my new song. This is my new baby. Like, this is what I believe in. This is what I stand for. Like, you have a platform now. Like, it's up to you to choose what you want to do with that platform. It's completely open. You know, some people go into like, I don't know, like, I want to be involved in brands, I want to be involved in charity, I want to be involved, like, you can do whatever you want. And music wise, of course, like, you're gonna want to release more. Like, hopefully, if you want to be like an artist, you don't just want one song like out there.
Yeah, so you've got the capture of the algorithm, etc. But then you've got a choice. Do you keep trying to go for the algorithm every single time, which sounds painful to me.
Yeah,
I've
not
seen
very.
people do it.
Yeah.
Or you just bring people to where you want to be, and
You also get like that, like you said before, where she's not an influencer. She's a musician first. And it's the same thing where like people are so obsessed with hacking the algorithm, you end up being an influencer where you forget about the music, which was the whole purpose for doing it in the first place.
Yeah.
And then they kind of lose that passion for the music. And then even if they do get viral videos, there's no song to release alongside it.
And it's completely fine, you know, like, so if that's what, you know, like, you want to do, like, completely
Go
fine.
for it.
Go
Yeah.
for it. Make some money. Like,
Yeah.
you know?
and then a Loki and Chainsmokers then reached out. Or what happened there? So you've been signed, TikTok viral, been signed. The next big thing was it?
No, we had so obviously when we signed to the UK team, we also signed to the US team. So we had a single with Megan Trainor. So the label played it in the US. Megan loved it, jumped on it. So we released one with her, and then after this, whilst we were like releasing the Megan one, like the management of Chainsmoker and A-Lock reached out and like to me, like because we know each other from previous job, and asked if May wanted to jump on it, and I was like, yeah, let's do a dance song.
And what's the advantage to each party there then? Like, is it one artist gets sort of a very good song and then the other artist gets a bit more exposure?
I think everyone's a winner. I think you have different territory involved, you have different crowd involved. You get a great song. We show that May can do something else. We can jump on a dance song. There's nothing else she can't do. Like they get like I think the platform that May built the whole year as well. Everyone gets something, and I think ultimately it's artists who gel with each other and created an amazing song, and that's the main thing really. It's great to have others' names on it, like I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah.
Like to have Chainsmoker and A-Lock's platform like helping out, like, but everyone gains something in the song. I hope so.
So she's signed to the US EMI.
The UK EMI, and then in the US, like in the Universal system as well.
Yeah. So how's that been? Because obviously she's a UK artist, is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So how's that been? Is she finding that she's like resonating more with a UK crowd, or is because she's signed to the US label as well, it's kind of going a little bit more global now?
It's a bit everywhere, and funny enough, like Japan was really big for her as well.
I noticed her editorials.
Oh yeah, 'cause you said about the Japanese dance trend.
Yeah.
Was that mainly in Japan or just?
Yeah, it was in Japan, China. Like she had one of the biggest song in China. Like
Random.
Yeah,
Just
random.
got picked up.
Just picked, like Asia was massive for her. Like it's just because she went viral, and then like we really tap into the market. Like we went there like twice this year. On the back of that, she got a collab song with Sanrio, which is like Hello Kitty in France, which she's obsessed about. But it just makes sense. She's covered in tattoo with it.
She didn't even have to get paid for that. She was like, yes.
Yeah, it was just a no-brainer. So yeah, I think it was like important for us to like support as well those markets that are like fully behind her. And
was that a difficult one? Because it's obviously a very different market to UK and US.
Actually, like no, like,
really,
they just
we spoke to a lot of people that work in
unlock.
like K-pop and stuff, and they're like, it's just completely different.
Yeah, I think it was different for us because we didn't do like a J-pop K-pop song. It was a UK an English song like who went viral over there in Asia. So it was completely different approach. That we are gonna write for K-pop or J-pop. They just loved the song out there as well, and the whole dance thing, and so it was different, but they are so efficient.
Yeah.
So efficient.
In what way?
You go over there and they plan a whole day of content, like a whole week of content for you, and it's just like
they're so much better than us.
Yeah.
Everything works better in Japan. Like, I want to live in Japan. It's just they are like the team over there is incredible. Like we had this label Bakane, and this girl is like a power. Like she would literally wake up 8 o'clock and stay with us until. Because we were all jet lagged, we were decided to go shopping at 2 a.m., as you do, because everything's open 24/7. And this girl was with us as well as planning, the whole day, and then like making sure the artist was okay, as well as like, making sure that everything goes to plan and hang out with us. And
Us in the UK, we're like, it's 5 o'clock, we're clocking
yeah,
off.
sorry, right? Like, I have to go, like, doing like random meeting for no reason. Like, but yeah, like they are so efficient over there. It was crazy, and I think they really took care of her. Like I think the first time we went, we did all the promo, and I think we clicked with them as well, like really well. And yeah.
Does that put you in a difficult situation or decision to make in terms of like UK artist, UK culture, USA, but also it's like popping off over in Asia,
which is a huge market.
Market. Do you feel like you have different directions to take, or are you just gonna like keep putting stuff out and see what happens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I say, like it's about what she wants to put out next. Like we're gonna try and do little bits and bobs, like with hopefully some artists in Japan. Like hopefully, like that opens definitely like the possibility. Like I say, like don't close your eyes on everything that's out there. but it's not necessarily like a strategy. Like, oh my god, we need to do a collab with so and so from Japan, or it's out there. We just like
See what happens.
yeah.
In terms of like budgeting and things like that, is it mainly the advance from the label that's allowing you to do this, or have you already managed to get like income streams from the artist from various things?
Yeah, we got like income stream because with Success, you have like branding who comes to you, so she gets income from that. She already gets income from the song. She gets income from obviously like a lot of sync, came through as well.
Just naturally because it was blown up.
It was like exactly live as well was really like obviously she toured the whole summer, like obviously, so that brings in as well. Loads of different stream in one go basically.
Yeah, because we get so much complaints about like streaming not paying enough, but really when you've got that level of exposure, there's just so many more monetization opportunities really.
Streaming doesn't pay enough if you just have publishing.
Yes.
I think that's the key, and that's what I keep repeating too. Like, and I do it for all my roster. I'm like adamant, like master point. Writers get fucking master point.
What's master point?
Like you need a share of the master, like the records, not just publishing. I think like and Ray is really good at like being an advocate for that. Like I don't know if you've seen like her campaigns. Like I think like publishing income is long. It's not like it takes long to come. Like if you have a hit, amazing, you get depending on your percentage, but like master point is where it's out.
So who owns what? The publisher owns the
publishing,
yes. i.e. the everything that comes from
like TRS and copyright, and then the label owns the master side, which is the record. And
we're gonna have to do a follow-up episode.
This is another podcast.
What's the plan now in the
Let the girl drink her coffee.
The plan now,
it's going cold.
The plan now, like obviously we have Maison Rich, like like obviously now it's completely new management. We have a lot of like songwriters and producers and DJ, and I think like some of them are gonna pop next year. So I'm just like bracing myself for another year of running around.
We have almost finished our time.
Have we?
Yeah, it ends in 5 minutes. Do you want people to know your socials this time?
Yeah, like I said last time, send me songs, reach out.
What's your Instagram?
Twiggy Pop Claudie, still.
We'll put it on the screen.
Yeah, we'll put it on. Well, yeah, can't be bothered to edit that in. We'll put it in the description. Yeah.
It's like this account I created when I was like super young, and I'm very embarrassed when I have to go like to very professional meeting. I'm like, Twiggy Pop Claudie.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
with all the memes.
The memes are worth following,
Lord.
guys.
Yeah, follow if you like memes. Send me memes as well, alongside with music.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. This has been great. I was, when you said that there was like a link between the podcast and your signing, I was like, how good is this going to be? Am I getting myself hyped up? But it was great.
Yeah.
It's
great news.
See you in 2 years,
Yeah.
Yeah,
when
definitely.
I took over the world.
Yeah.
Do a catch up.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you
on.
for having me, guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
You did that last time as well.